In cases involving juveniles or vulnerable individuals, consent for searches must be obtained in the presence of an appropriate adult. For juveniles aged 14 or older, their consent is only valid if their parent or guardian also consents. The parent or guardian does not need to be present unless they are acting as the appropriate adult. However, the parent must be fully informed of the circumstances and allowed to communicate with both the juvenile and the appropriate adult. Often, the parent or guardian serves as the appropriate adult, but if another person is acting in this role, consent must come from the parent, not the appropriate adult. When a juvenile is in local authority care, the local authority can provide parental consent. For juveniles under 14, only the parents' or guardian's consent is required, not the juveniles. Additionally, a detainee without legal representation just be reminded of their right to free legal advice, and this reminder should be noted in the custody record. Before authorizing a search, the inspector must make every reasonable effort to persuade the detainee to voluntarily hand over the article. If the detainee agrees, a registered medical practitioner or nurse should assess the risks involved and assist if necessary. Intimate searches should be conducted by a registered medical practitioner or nurse, unless an officer of at least inspector rank deems this impracticable and the search involves items that could cause injury. In such cases, a police officer may perform the search, though this does not apply to drug offense searches, which must always be conducted by a medic. An intimate search should be a last resort, performed only when the authorizing officer believes the risks of leaving the item with the detainee are greater than the risks of removal. If there are any doubts, the officer should consult a superintendent or higher. When an officer conducts an intimate search, they must be the same sex as the detainee, and at least two other individuals must be present. For non-drug related intimate searches, no one of the opposite sex, other than the medical professional, should be present unless absolutely necessary. These searches should respect the detainee's vulnerability. Drug offense searches must occur at a hospital, surgery, or medical premises and be performed by a registered medical practitioner or nurse. Other searches can be conducted at these locations or a police station. Intimate searches of juveniles or vulnerable persons at a police station require the presence of an appropriate adult of the same sex, unless the detainee requests an opposite-sex adult who is readily available. For juveniles, including those 17 years old, the search can proceed without the appropriate adult. If the juvenile, in the adult's presence, declines their presence and the adult agrees, this decision must be documented and signed by the appropriate adult. After an intimate search, all decisions must be recorded in the custody log.